Hey, what's up guys, Impulsive here, and today I'm bringing a new video. In this video, I'm going to be doing my final summary for the puppet cover. This one will of course be about the Stitchwraith section, and yeah, let's not waste any time and hope you guys enjoy. So the story starts with Larson writing a report on a manslaughter. When he was writing the last section, one of the new detectives named Chansey drops a folder on his desk. They were the results from the blood test on the balls from into the pit, from the ball pit. Because, like, remember in the last epilogue, he found, like, blood on the balls. That sounded weird. He had sent 30 blood samples, and so he expected them to be different blood samples. But they were actually all from the same person, but from different time periods. Larson thinks it seems like someone had bled in that ball pit every year for 30 years. Larson was understandably confused by this, so he calls someone named Tabitha. Tabitha is actually the girl from Hide and Seek who Toby talks to and tells about the shadow. She's the girl that saved his life when he's drowning. So yeah, it's basically confirmed that Hide and Seek is in the Stitchverse. So Larson just calls to clarify that this is correct, and she's like, yep, it's weird for sure. You're into something weird, buddy. And that's the conversation pretty much. So Larson thinks maybe if he solves whatever happened here, it could lead him back to help him solve the Stitchwraith. So that's everything we get for Larson this time. It's a little bit short. I feel like this epilogue is a lot shorter than the other ones, but yeah. Anyway, now we cut to Jake with the attic he saved in the previous epilogue. Jake was trying to just not scare her because he's the Stitchwraith, but she treats him as if he's a normal kid. She's not scared of him at all. She's like, well, you're not a monster. You just look different, you know, stuff like that. It's pretty much that's what she thinks. Yeah. So she's just not scared of him, which honestly I find a little bit weird. I would have thought of him, maybe I wouldn't be scared of him if I were her, but I would be confused and a little bit weirded out. So yeah, they have a conversation, and he says his name is Jake, and she says her name is Renelle. So Jake thinks her name doesn't really fit what she looks like, which seems like an odd thing to include, but I have a theory about that later. Renelle also looks less skinny now, but he thinks that's impossible. Oh, just you wait, Jake. So now Jake reveals that the shed they are in is near the railroad tracks, basically confirming that this is the shed from Epilogue 2, where Grimm was hiding from the Stitchwraith. And this is also where the plush trap chaser was hit by a train. So then Renelle reveals why she does drugs. Basically, her mom died when she was 13, and her dad couldn't deal with her death and became obsessive about his work. You can see where this is going, right? Jake could feel that she still loved her and missed him. Does this sound familiar yet? The sun shined through the window and revealed that Renelle was wearing a heart-shaped necklace. Does this sound familiar yet? Anyways, that's pretty much the end of the story. Now for the lore in the story. There's a few things to talk about here. And number one, Renelle confirms will grief. Will grief is the theory that William killed kids because, out of grief for losing one of his family members. It seems like a theory people really hate, but I think that's because they always think about it the wrong way. Will grief does not require William to grieve about one of his children. He could, and now it's pretty much confirmed that he does, grieve over his lost wife. I actually came up with this theory back around when the Cliffs came out, and I thought it was actually a pretty good theory that worked for the storyline. But over time I started thinking it doesn't have much evidence. But I'm actually amazed that it is now established that I was actually correct in that theory. I just find that weird. How did I do that? Because Renelle has a heart-shaped necklace. It's basically confirmed that Renelle is Eleanor. Renellinor, if you will. And Eleanor is basically Baby, who is possessed by Elizabeth, and it's well established that Elizabeth wants to make William proud, like the line in FNAF 6 where she says, "I will make you proud, Daddy," which is just a weird line. Why did you have to do that, Scott? Come on, why? Please tell me why. Anyway, that explains why, Renelle still loves and misses her father. I don't think William would have just lost his wife and been like, well, better kill kids now. I feel like it was more of a buildup of insanity. After his wife died, he becomes obsessed with his work. This is just what sent him down the path of killing kids. It's not just why he killed the kids. I think William's insanity was built over time until that led him to kill the kids. Number 2. Renelle is Sarah. Towards the middle of the epilogue, Jake starts thinking that Renelle's name doesn't really fit with what she looks like. This might just be because the body she is using is someone else's, Sarah's from To Be Beautiful. Remember, at the end of To Be Beautiful, Eleanor uses her heart necklace to make herself look like Sarah, probably with illusion discs. From Stitchwraith number 1, it's established that To Be Beautiful happened very recently. The To Be Beautiful and this story are not very far apart, so it's not far-fetched that she would still be using Sarah's body. And number 3, Into the Pit was in 2015. This one isn't confirmed by any means, but it is very possible. The balls in the pit have blood on them over the time span of 30 years. Since the ball pit seemingly only sends you into the memories of someone from 1985, then if you add 30 to that, you get 2015. That's all I had to discuss for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please do leave a like and subscribe. Stay tuned for my video coming out soon on ranking the stories in this book, and I'll see you all in the next video. Impulse7 out, and peace.